I almost forgot to start videoing. We actually are here at my parents' house cleaning. The night before we're gonna do a Passover dinner. And this used to be my parents' house. My dad lived here up until he passed last year, and my mom died a few years before that. But what we're trying to do is clean everything. This is my parents' dining room table. And in fact, this table was, I think, in my dad's family all the way back to my great grandma, and I think before that. But anyways, we're trying to just get everything set up. Jay has been cleaning, but he's also been painting everything in all these rooms and getting everything emptied. Right now, we're just trying to clean the whole place so that we'll have a big group here for Passover tomorrow. We're gonna do our dinner. Passover isn't actually until Wednesday of this coming week, but we are doing it early so that a lot of our members can actually make it on a Saturday night. So what do you think?
I'm thinking it's gonna be grand.
It's gonna be grand. So right now, he hasn't painted this room because we had to switch to the other house to try to get it on the market, and we are not even close to getting that done.
No, there's a lot to do there too.
He has been doing the yard, and it was so windy and cold the last week while they were doing it that I didn't get a chance to get over there and video anything, but they got a ton done.
Yeah.
Anyways, so right now we're just trying to make it look a little livable and stuff like that for Passover. I might take a few videos while we set up for Passover so that you guys can see. We love doing Passover now. In fact, we do it even more than we do Easter. We do Easter a little bit. We'll probably go on a walk, maybe a sunrise walk.
Oh yeah.
But I think we like doing Passover even better because of all the really deep meanings that actually all point to our Savior Jesus. Yeah. But I'm gonna maybe capture a few videos while we're cleaning, but pretty much I'm vacuuming. You can see I'm vacuuming and dusting, moving furniture. These chairs are my parents' dining room chairs, but they are too big or too wide to get a ton of people around the table. So we just brought our kind of folding chairs so we can get more people. I think we've got about 10 to possibly 11 coming. So anyways, we got to get cleaning. How about I give you a quick tour before I finish doing some mopping and stuff. Let's turn the camera around so you can I'll give you a tour of the house. It's pretty empty, but we still have stuff we have to do. So right as you walk in the front door, this is actually a clock that my grandpa made. He actually built that. It might have been part of a kit, I'm not sure, but I do know that he built that. Those chairs were actually going to bring in to get more seating. And then right as you walk in the front door, this was my parents' front room. It has high ceilings. And they used to have like a big sectional right here. My dad's chair was right here. And they had a big armoire with a TV. And then the piano was pushed over there. But we've been slowly clearing everything. Then you have a little closet right here. And then they had like a little bench to put on your shoes. And right in here is the laundry room. We still have a lot of painting, a lot of cleaning. Right through here is the master bedroom. I'll show you that here in a minute because it's kind of the one full of junk. This is all the stuff I got for Passover, some of it. I got a bunch more to bring, tablecloths and dishes and the whole bit. This is their dining room. My sister now is turning this into an Airbnb. This is like a patio. And Jay right now is actually mowing the lawns out there. And then this was their dining room. And this was their kitchen. They have these little benches. My dad always sat right there with his computer and stuff like that. This is their kitchen. And we have high ceilings all the way throughout. And at the table, my dad always sat at that end. My mom always sat there. And when we had family dinners later on now, Joshua, our son, sat here, and I sat right here, and Jay sat right there. And so every time I come here, I just see our family dinners. I see all of that. Jay has been kind of cleaning and painting, but my sisters came and they literally scrubbed everything down. So did my son, Joshua. He cleaned every dish. We had a garage sale, and then my sister Becca kept anything that was good for having a kitchen set in here. She's gonna be turning this into an Airbnb. We're gonna probably do a Adventure Idaho theme. So every room's gonna have something that has to do with Idaho adventures, from base jumping to kayaking to Sun Valley, the ski lodge. I'll show you. That's the flag that was on my dad's grave. We need to get a picture of all of us in that. I have yet to do that. This is from my mom's side of the family. It came from Pennsylvania. It actually goes with another set that's in that other room. And then they had a pantry right here. So we have the basics left. We've pretty much cleaned it all out. My sister decided to keep, for the Airbnb, these are warming pans, and it's like a crock pot type thing, but they keep everything warm. And she'll have all the supplies. She even has my parents' bread machine and a crock pot and a waffle iron in case everybody for the Airbnb. But it's gonna be way different for the Airbnb. We have a lot of work to do. That's gonna come down the road. There's a bathroom here, and I'm just about to change the shower curtain. That was my mom's shower curtain, but I'm just gonna change it for now for the Passover. I want to clean everything up. Jay just put in new toilets in both bathrooms, and I really think we need a new sink, but I think I'm going to try to clean it. I hope. This room will be kind of like a rock climbing room. We're going to have sets of bunk beds in here, and we'll have artwork that has people that are doing rock climbing, because there's a lot of great places to do rock climbing. So right now, I think one of the bunk bed sets will have a double, or what is this called? A full, and then it'll have a single on top, and then another one will be the two singles. And then I'm thinking of turning this closet into kind of a gaming thing, so that we could put maybe a couple of those gaming chairs and a TV that can actually where they can play video games. And then we'll probably put a TV up here. It's gonna be a lot different. Right now, Jay's been putting just clean paint on everything just to get it all, back to just crisp clean. That room, by the way, the one we were just in, used to be called the Paris room. And I helped my mom decorate it with all her Paris memorabilia. From when she was 16, she went to Paris, so we had her pictures in there. And then this room used to be the Amish room, because my mom's family comes from Amish descendants, and it used to have all the old Amish stuff, but we've painted everything. And this will just be one of the guest rooms. Probably gonna be base jumping, I think, in this room. I'm thinking about making the comforter to be out of the tarp. What is that called? The chute. I'm thinking about making the comforter and pillows and stuff out of like base jumping chutes. This is the office. This is a real mess, but here we are. We're still going through office stuff. Still have to go through that file cabinet. Still have all of my dad's Bibles. I have a bunch that I took home too, and a lot of his study stuff. We had a bunch of medical stuff because my mom was a nurse, and we had all her medical stuff in there. But now let me take you over to the main bedroom, which was my parents'. This is the main suite, and this will actually end up to be a Sun Valley room with ski lodge type stuff, probably a log bed. This is actually my mom's French set from when she was a little girl. That was her bedroom set, and French country, or I'm not sure how you call it. And there's the mirror that went to it. There's also headboard and footboard to the bed. It's a lot of still her dishes. I mean, we have a lot that we still haven't even got rid of yet. There's their headboard, footboard. This was my grandma's chest that she had all of her stuff in at her house the whole time I was growing up. It's like hard, what do you do with it? We just have so much stuff. And this was in their front room, and it's been different places, but we thought maybe we can make it match the lodge type thing in here. And this bathroom is really bad, so I'm just gonna peek in there. They have kind of a shower, a big jetted tub. This is the other piece that goes to that. I was thinking of putting towels in here, but now I'm thinking with it, the moisture in the bathroom, maybe not. There's the toilet. It has a brand new toilet. Everything else needs to be done. And then this is the walk-in closet of my parents. And what we've been doing is anything that we think maybe all the nieces and nephews, all the grandkids, we have just been kind of piling in here because there's stuff that they have memories. There's pictures. These are my mom and dad's Christmas dishes that we kind of saved in case the grandkids want it, or in case we want to possibly do a Christmas here. I'm not sure. But this is like the family closet, all the stuff that we're like, okay, what do we do with it? This particular thing is a brass bed that was passed down in my dad's family. And in fact, my different relatives have all been born in this bed because it goes way, 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 way back. So it's like one of those things like you can't get rid of. What do you do? But none of us have houses that can hold it. So anyway, same thing here. It's all this stuff that we're like, what do you do with it? Like this whole chest hasn't been gone through. It has all the, like the christening dresses. My mom actually, that's her wedding dress that she actually sewed. What do we do? But I just thought I'd show you the mess before we get this all set up, and we're just cleaning everything so it's just a nice house to come into and smells good and is not all full of dust and cobwebs and everything. And hopefully we'll just have a really nice time here with our friends from Bible study, and just a beautiful time, sharing the Passover Seder meal. Okay, gotta go. Got lots of cleaning before Jay's done mowing yards. Okay, we got the chairs out of the car, and right now it looks like we could fit 10, but I think we have 12 that are needed. So we'll be back tomorrow. We're exhausted. The day of Passover Seder, and Jay's unloading, and this is our second load.
Yeah, we got a whole car full of goodies.
All the dishes, tablecloths, baking stuff, kitchen equipment, everything. Okay, let's set up a Passover.
Okie dokie.
We got to set up longer tables. We've got dishes, got the menorah, got all the different things. Got some really pretty wine glasses. Here we go. What are you doing?
I'm trying to fix this drawer.
Everything is always broken when we come into things.
Yeah. And you can see, I'm gonna have to adjust the rails up. If you let go, it goes down.
Terrible.
So, that's what I have to work on.
think we'll do the gold chargers, and then these are just paper or disposable. I thought they were more blue because when they're in a stack, they look really blue. But I was hoping for more blue, but that'll work. And then for just a water glass and their wine glass. And then they're going to need a bowl of salt water and actually another bowl for washing their hands. And this was my dad's Seder plate. This one actually gives you all of the different things that are supposed to be on the plate. This one, our friend Faith, she has some really cool stuff, and it's a wooden, I had put these little things. It's a wooden one. It's like a Lazy Susan. So I figured instead of putting the Passover Seder stuff right on the wood, it needs like little dishes. So I thought maybe some silver. And that's my dad's menorah that he got from Israel. And also this Seder plate as well. And you can see where at one time he had put the horseradish sauce there and it burned a hole in it. So I've got to do those same little cups, I think, on all of them. And this is the lamb shank, which goes, let's see, right there. So we're coming together. Here are some prayer shawls from a friend of ours from our Bible study. She got them from a Jewish family that allowed her to have these kits. So in each of these little velvet pouches was a prayer shawl. This one is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. That goes across your head. And then the yarmulkes. And they had this one here, which is really ornate. It's amazing. Probably for the leader of the Passover Seder. And then this was a little bit simpler of a prayer shawl, a little smaller. And then she gave me this to put up about Jesus and his suffering, that he was the Passover lamb. And then this is just from Hanukkah. So if you notice, the menorahs are different for Hanukkah versus the regular menorah. And then this is from my childhood babysitter, Florence. She got from Israel and gave to me. Gotta have light.
Let there be light.
Let there be light.
For sure.
The light shone in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it.
Amen, sister. Preach
John 1:5.
Preach it.
Got the bathroom changed over and clean, different colors. So it is as clean as I can get it at this moment. I've done CLR all in the bottom of that sink and I cannot get it out. This is my very messy attempt at making haroset. It is an apple mixture of apples, walnuts, and wine, red wine, and a little bit of applesauce. And what it's made to do is to be like an example of the mortar. It's pretty much applesauce with walnuts. It's actually pretty good. So I at least made that, and now I've got to get on to some of the other things. Okay, we got everything set. Nikki's filling up the waters. So this bowl here is for hand washing. This bowl here has salt, kosher salt in it for the salt water. We have the parsley, which we will dip into the salt. We've got our lettuce here, which we'll dip into the haroset. And then, of course, our favorite horseradish sauce and an egg. And you can see on this plate, there's also a lamb shank, which I don't have enough lamb shanks for everybody's plate. And then we have our, what are you doing? Just
I slopped some water.
And then the Haggadah which is kind of the directions for going through the entire dinner, the Seder. It's looking good. I'm excited. People should start arriving and food's coming soon.
Behind us when we enter the new life of faith in Jesus, our Messiah.
On all other nights, we eat any kind of vegetable. On this night, why do we only eat the bitter herbs?
Eating bitter herbs helps us remember that the Israelites endured much bitterness and pain in Egypt's slavery. It also helps us remember this. Hey everybody, this is a wrap. We have just pretty much gotten everything cleaned up from the Seder meal. Christa did an amazing job, and the table is loaded, and this is all we have left to take home and to clean up. Oh yeah, wait, we got to do the chairs. Let's show you the chairs. If I don't crash, there's all the chairs.
Yeah.
Those
now
are
it's back to an empty house.
Yep, back to an empty house. Don't you think it was successful?
Yeah, it was a really, really good night. I'm so glad that we did it.
Yep.
There were about 3 people who came that had never done a Passover Seder, so it was a new experience. And actually some that had done one in a Jewish setting, but this was the Christian Messianic setting.
Yep.
And all the different ways that it points to Christ.
Yep, and then we had a little surprise visitor. It wasn't Elijah, but it was Joshua.
Yeah. So
and
let me say what that was.
Yeah.
So at every Seder, they actually they set a place for Elijah because Elijah is supposed to come before the Messiah. And so the Jewish people, as they do the Seder, they have a spot for Elijah, and then at one point one of the kids goes to the front door and asks to go find out if Elijah is there. So we're in the middle of our Seder dinner and we're kind of just doing the whole thing, and all of a sudden we get a knock on the door and we're like, that's weird, who's coming, because this is pretty much a vacant house, so who's knocking on our door? And so Jay goes to answer it, right?
Yep. And then I end up talking to the internet guy who was a new internet company that's in this area. And then Christa is like, "Are you Elijah?" He goes, "No, I'm Joshua." And they're like, "That's even better." And then he's like, "Why is that better?" And then she goes to tell him all about Joshua in the Bible. And then she has a spare Bible that she was using here for the Seder meal, and she hands him the Bible, and then she hands him a Haggadah, and which is the program that you follow for the Seder. So it was a really good evening yesterday, a really great day yesterday. So
we got to talk to a lot of people about Jesus, and
and we had some new people that came to the Seder meal this time, and they enjoyed it, and it was a lot of fun.
It was a
lot of fun.
It was just a blessing, and even those Bible study people who have come over and over and over again as we've done it, it just gets more and more special each year.
For sure.
And that we all remember my dad, actually,
Yep.
he did our first one when we were learning about Exodus and we were learning about the Passover. And I said, hey, my dad does the Seder dinners. Let's have him do it. And I think we did it like in October. We did it the wrong time of year.
Yep.
And we actually had my mom and dad do it right here in this
Yep.
dining room.
Yep.
And so he taught us how to do it. And then the
Yep.
next year, I think we did it on our own.
Yep.
And then I think one year we had it at somebody else's house, but we led it.
Yep.
And then another year, the last year that my dad was on earth for Passover Seder, we tried to do it outside in the backyard because our house is not big enough for that many people. And so we had tables and tables, and my dad led the Seder. While it was really windy, we had our kind of sukkah tent up to try to protect us.
Stuff was blowing all over the place.
But it was the last time my dad presented a Seder dinner.
Yep.
And at the end of Seder, it always says, everybody yells out together, next year in Jerusalem.
Yep.
And this year when we just did it, I thought of my dad, that his last one we all said, next year in Jerusalem. And the very next year, which was 2025, last year,
Yep.
just days before Passover, my dad went to be with the Lord and actually spent the time in heaven in the New Jerusalem.
Yep.
So his next time was in the New Jerusalem that he got to spend Passover.
Such a good time.
And the meaning is so deep. If you guys have a chance, look up Passover Seder. If you've been a Christian your entire life and you have celebrated Easter and all of those things and you love the Bible, but you never looked into Passover, I just encourage you to maybe even look up and buy a Haggadah, which is the Seder.
It's the program that you follow.
The program.
Yep.
And maybe bring your family through it. This Wednesday, which I'll probably get this video up actually on the day of Passover tonight. So right now it's Sunday, the day after we did our Seder a little early.
Yeah.
But I just encourage you to look it up and look at all the ways that the Seder, the Passover Seder, points to Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from the matzah bread having been pierced and it has stripes, to the tears and the Passover lamb being the most important part of that, to Jesus's last meal, his last supper, is the Passover Seder.
Yep.
So I just encourage you this year for Easter, look into the Passover Seder, grab your family, read the Exodus story, and then read Jesus's story and how it mirrors and how Jesus fulfilled everything from Passover. Everything from the Old Testament was fulfilled. From the crown on his head, which actually canceled out the curse that Adam had because of the thorns, to, gosh, I could go on forever. Jesus reversed everything. And we're so grateful. So happy Passover, happy Easter.
Yep.
Happy everything. Right now, today, as we're recording this and we're cleaning everything up, it is Palm Sunday.
Yeah.
It's the day that us Christians remember that Jesus came in triumphantly through into Jerusalem, and they hailed him. And these same people would actually condemn him in just a few short days. But it's the last time he walked into Jerusalem until he died. And he knew what that whole week was going to be about. And he still walked into that week knowing the pain that was ahead of us, because he knew that the prize of winning us and giving us freedom in Christ and freedom to have communion with our Father and freedom to walk this journey. He went ahead and walked in to Jerusalem knowing the pain, because he cared more about you than he did the pain.
He knew what was coming.
Yeah. So anyways, I guess we could wrap this video up. It was just a bunch of short little things about us cleaning. It's just following us in our life and what's going on. And all of that stuff that's going on is actually leading us into the next chapter, the next season of our life, which is so good. We're closing out some chapters from behind us so that we can walk into some really cool stuff coming up. But you're getting to walk with us in these little crazy videos as we close the doors in some areas of our life and we step into some new areas of our life.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
So, next year in Jerusalem, whether it be physical Jerusalem or New Jerusalem, whether we're going to heaven, or whether we're going to be here on earth sharing Passover again with all of you. Anyways, we love you, and shalom, my sweet friends.
Close it out.
Wait, shalom, sweet friends. Until the next video. Last time walking to the storage unit, last time picking up the dresses, the end of a season. Open it up, baby. This is it. End of that monthly payment, end of the dresses, one last section. Just have 2 racks and they're over full, so we have to fill this rack too, so, okay, we'll come back for that rack. And then we got 2 racks we're doing. Okay, let's load these guys up and then.
Okay.
The final rack. He's taken a picture for evidence that it is empty. That's 5 years, baby. It's a lot of money.
Yes, it was, but now we're going to be saving them.
It's all clean
And empty.
and empty.
There you go.
Oh, you want to leave it open or?
She said to just shut the door, but leave the lock off of it.
Okay.
They'll figure it out real quick. See that there's no lock in it. Okay.
It's interesting. It's now a new chapter.
Yep.
Ending this chapter.
Turn that page.
Turn the page.
Yep.